Hi, if you're watching this video and if you're interested in this topic, I want to tell you that you're already brave, you're already courageous for considering this idea, for trying to research it and trying to get deeper into it. Because, it's not easy to be a bird that left the nest, but sometimes it's super necessary for development and for having better perspectives. In my case, I did not leave my home voluntarily. I had to do it because of the war, and it happened suddenly. And I needed to gather this information on site, on the go, because nobody teaches you that at school, surprisingly, and nobody tells you what kind of skills and information you need to have before you do that. Some of the most important aspects that you need to take into consideration, I think it would be money, whether you have the financial backup for approximately 3, 4, better 6 months ahead. It includes everything: rent, necessities, your expenses, gym membership, like all of these things need to be included into that sum. And of course, you have to take a look at approximate prices in the country you want to go to, and to see whether it fits your budget, whether you're able to sustain it or not. The second thing is contacts. Of course, you might join some Facebook groups or any social network groups that are about the area, location where you're going to settle or to stay for a while. And yeah, just try to find some acquaintances, maybe later even friends, in order to communicate about the perks or benefits or maybe disadvantages that this particular town or region has, in order to be prepared, in order to understand who can help you, what you might need the help with, and to develop some kind of a circle of persons who could potentially help you. Maybe at some point you're going to be able to help them out. Nobody knows how this is going to turn around. So yeah, you have to start preparing by understanding whether you have any kind of contacts that could be helpful to you. The third thing is, which is sensitive, for example, for me, is climate. As you see, I have an extremely fair complexion, and it's difficult to get tan for me, and I don't even like that. I'm SPF girly. You need to consider whether the moisture level of moisture in the air, in the climate. I don't know, I think I'm not able to explain this to an extent. You need to figure out whether it's going to be too hot or too cold or moderate for you in that place where you're going to, because I don't even know. Like, for example, currently I'm in Oradea, Romania. I have never heard about this town before until I moved here. I did come for a test visit, but yeah, I do not consider that a full-scale experience. So when I came here, I never realized that during the summer, the temperature would not change from 38, 39 degrees Celsius. Can you imagine that? And me trying to adjust to that kind of heat and scorching heat on a daily basis, I actually was quite flabbergasted, to say the least. One of the super important factors to consider is definitely language. I think you already understand whether the majority of the population of the country where you're going to are speaking English or not, whether you share the common language or not, whether you need to learn some introductory phrases because local people appreciate that, they like that. Never underestimate the importance of that. You should also think whether you're going to consider taking the course of the language of the country where you're going to, how much it costs, how difficult it is. For example, I know that some countries' grammar is so grueling, so difficult, so hard to grasp. But of course, if you're looking for a challenge and you're not afraid of it, and living abroad can already be considered a challenge, I think you already know what you're getting into. So I think that's something also to keep in mind. Looking back at my current experience after living in Romania for almost 2 years, I think actually 2 full years, not almost 2 years, I can say that Of course, I knew that this country is a neighbor country of my home country, Ukraine. I was thinking that maybe they have very similar climate, but not necessarily. And if I was choosing, like really choosing a country to go to, I think that it would be a good factor to consider, like how many things, how many clothes I would actually need. Because, for example, if you're going to a warmer country, I'm talking about Italy, Spain, or Portugal. Portugal is actually quite windy, so that's another slightly different story. If you don't have to take many things with you, and the climate is relatively staying within the same framework of temperature, I think it's quite convenient because you're just not going to be overloaded while moving. It will cost you less to transport things, and the logistics will be slightly easier in all kinds of ways. So yeah, I think that's definitely something that you might not be thinking about right away. Maybe you would. Let me know in the comments, and subscribe to this channel. I surely do think that going out of your country, living abroad, is courageous. You are a courageous person, and doing it alone, that's double courageous, double of a challenge, I would actually say, because you do need, when you come to another country, you do need some kind of a backup plan or backup person who would support you in the most difficult situation. Who knows what's going to happen? Nobody knows that. And you just need to have so many things in mind, and you need to be extra careful. Yes, it does put some extra pressure on you, but it also gives you this peace of mind that you don't rely on anyone. Nobody's telling you how to live and what to do, how to organize yourself, how to organize your place, your apartment, whether it's rent or you're going to be buying one. It's amazing. I think it's super important to have this mental health stability inside of you, and to understand that you're going to be doing what you like doing. This is amazing. But of course, being alone in a foreign country, it does require a thorough preparation, requires being brave, and requires forming some kind of a circle of contacts, as I mentioned previously. I think you cannot avoid that. You really need to look into those things. And if you're successful, it's going to be not as difficult and not as heartbreaking as it might appear sometimes for some people. I think that is very important. I really am happy that you watched this video until this point. I am giving you a very strong hug and wish you a happy weekend.